Welcome to today's EMS Leadership Q&A. And we have such a great question here. Why are people so negative? Yeah, this question comes up a lot. And there tends to be, I think some of the research shows, there tends to be this negativity bias in just how people connect by default. And frankly, it's much easier really to complain about things versus talk about what's new and exciting. And that's probably because there's not much new and exciting going on for most people, unfortunately, or they're not as aware of it. And I think it gives us an opportunity as leaders to say, okay, well, what are we creating that's going to get people excited?
Yeah. And you have to also look at yourself, as a leader too. What are you spending a lot of time talking about? Are you talking about what's wrong, or are you, focusing on what's working and acknowledging people for that, or even having conversations about how to learn from your successes? And I think, unfortunately, optimism is often viewed as pollyanna or weak.
Mm-hmm.
Being caring is often, misinterpreted or viewed as being soft. And, that's just not true. But there is a lot of, unfortunately, a lot of baggage around being seen as positive. I mean, I remember being in organizations and people would say, why are you so positive? You're not being a realist, where being negative is seen as being a realist. And I think that's inaccurate. I think that, like you said, there is a tendency in our evolution to, tend towards more negativity, but it's something that you can learn how to be more optimistic. Certainly the positive psychology movement has demonstrated that it is possible. Optimism is something you can learn. Robert Fritz is quoted as saying, in the absence of a great dream, pettiness prevails. In the presence of a great dream, pettiness goes to the wayside. He doesn't say it that way. I just totally messed up the quote. But anyway, it's basically that when people, people focus on what's right in front of them, if they're not engaged in something bigger, if they're not feeling part of something bigger. So I think that's something to think about. It's like, what else you got? If not the negativity, what else you got for people to focus on?
Absolutely. And I know you often say we're not talking about positivity, meaning putting frosting on dog food.
Right.
It makes a lot of people laugh. But really, if we are talking about what is exciting us, we're not lying or trying to fake it. We're really focused on the future. And that future you can intentionally create as something that gets people excited. So I think there's a great article that we put together here, A Shot of Vitamin H, right? That talks about happiness in the workplace. And also there's several exercises in our book, Making Good at the Order, the best part of your meetings, whether or not it's done in the context of a meeting or it's just taking those small exercises to do with your leadership team.
Yeah, and I think it acknowledges that we always have a choice. We can focus on what's wrong or what's working. We can focus on what we want or what we don't want. And it's literally a choice in any given moment. And you know what? Role modeling is huge with this. So, I highly recommend just practicing it yourself, and it's contagious.
Yeah. Go forth and be a great role model. That's great.
Right.
If you have a question to submit, send it our way, support@emsleadershipacademy.com, or leave us a voicemail, 888-330-8288. We'd love to hear your questions. Thanks for watching.